But you're not even mine.
But oh, please rise. You may be seated. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today in the presence of this country and in the sight of God to join Jodi and Ryan in the bonds of holy matrimony. Marriage. It is an honorable estate, first instituted and ordained by God in the Garden of Eden. And therefore, it is not to be entered into lightly or ill-advised, but instead it's to be entered into discreetly, reverently, and with the fear of God. We find in the book of Mark, as we look there, in chapter number 10, the words of Jesus. But from the beginning of creation, God made. He made them male and female. And for this cause shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. And they twain, or in other words, they two, shall be one flesh. So then they are no more twain, but one flesh. And then the Lord added an explanation point to it in verse number 9. He said, "What therefore God hath joined together, let not man put asunder." Or in other words, what God has joined together, let not man separate or divide. And so for this cause we have come here today to join Jodi and Ryan in holy matrimony. Who gives this woman to be married to this man?
Her mother and I.
In chapter number 4, in verse number 12, the Bible reads, "Though one may be overpowered, and two can defend themselves, a cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken." Jodi and Ryan will be binding 3 cords together. Each one of these cords is symbolic. One cord represents the groom. Another cord represents the bride. And then the third cord represents God. And so as they bind these 3 cords together, they're binding them together as one. And what that simply means is that their marriage is going to be one that is centered and focused upon God. So at this time, we'll have the braiding of the cord. Jodi and Ryan have written their own vows, and so at this time they are going to exchange them with each other.
This day I have been waiting for my entire life, to start a partnership with someone whom I love and want to build a family with. It's all I've ever wanted. What makes it even more perfect is that I know without a doubt in my mind that you are the person God put on this earth for me to love and cherish for the rest of my life. It's not often that I proclaim to know God's plan for me. I've created hundreds of life plans and watched many fall, but one thing I do know is that the day I met you in 2012, there was an instant connection, an instant wanting to be near you, to just be your friend. After a year of constantly asking God to show me some signs, show me the type of man He made for me and the type of person I'm supposed to be for that man, He did. On our first date, I knew it. I knew you were it. And while I didn't say it, I was already in love with you. In the past 6 years of feeling that love grow and knowing that I was walking with my destined husband, it's been an amazing feeling. In the beginning of our relationship, I told you that you were perfect for me. And you said to me, I'm not perfect. I never will be perfect, and sometimes I'm going to disappoint you. Well, standing here today, I can tell you with full faith that you have yet to be disappointing to me. And I still find you as perfect as I did when I was 20, and I plan to feel the same way when I'm 90. You are my calm, my peace, my reality check, my diary, my adventure partner, and my biggest cheerleader. Nothing makes me feel more proud than to call myself your wife. So to you I make the following vows, for better or for worse, richer or poorer, in sickness and in health. I vow to love you in every moment, through all of our flaws, when our minds are gone, and when our hearts are broken, and when our bodies have given out. I vow to encourage you every day. I vow to grow with you. I vow to humble myself to you, and I vow to push you to be everything I know you can be. I vow to move you in the direction I know you want to go, and I vow to always look at your family as my own family. And most importantly, I vow to help you and serve you in leading our family to serve God from this day forward as long as we both shall live.
Jodi, I promise to love you until the end of our days, to take care of your needs. I promise to look at you with new eyes every day, to try to find new ways to love you. I vow to work through our faults and to listen to the advice of godly counsel through our more experienced friends and family. I vow to laugh at your quirks and help you regain strength through rest. I vow to be open and myself so that nothing's hidden between us. And I promise to stand with you through tough times and to walk with you as we grow closer to Christ.
We will now have the declaration of intent. Ryan, will you take Jodi to be your wedded wife, to live together after God's ordinance in the holy state of matrimony? Will you love her, comfort her, honor and keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, keep yourself only unto her, so long as you both shall live?
I do.
Jodi, will you take Ryan to be your lawfully wedded husband, to live together after God's ordinance in the holy estate of matrimony? Will you love him, comfort him, honor and keep him in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, keep yourself only unto him, so long as you both shall live? We're going to have now the exchanging of the rings. If I could have the bride's ring first, please. The ring. It is an unbroken circle, and it represents the never-ending, everlasting, eternal love that Ryan and Jodi have for one another. Ryan, if you would take this and place it on her left hand and repeat after me. With this ring,
With this ring,
I do wed
I do wed,
in the name of the Father,
in the name of the Father,
and the Son,
and the Son,
and the Holy Spirit.
and the Holy Spirit.
I could have the groom's ring. Jodi, you will take that and place it on his left hand. And repeat after me. With this ring,
With this ring,
I do wed
I do wed
in the name of the Father,
in the name of the Father,
the Son,
the Son,
and the Holy Spirit.
and the Holy Spirit.
We're now going to have the foot washing. And you might be asking yourself, why are we having foot washing in the midst of a wedding ceremony? Well, in the Gospel of John, it tells us, Jesus reminds us concerning communion and foot washing. He says to do it in remembrance of him. And he also says in the book of John, that happy are ye if ye do these things. Jesus, after supper, after the Last Supper, the Bible tells us that he stood from the table and he took a towel and he girded himself. And then he proceeded to wash the disciples' feet. Why did he do this? What was the purpose in it? Well, Jesus was using these last few moments with his disciples to do as he often did, to teach them. What was he teaching them? First of all, he was teaching them humbleness and humility. Here was the one that they call Master, the one that they call Lord of Lords and King of Kings. And yet he was bowing down on his knees before his disciples, desiring to wash their feet. So he was showing them humbleness and humility. Secondly, he was showing them servitude, service to others. You see, Jesus came for the purpose. He left the splendor of heaven to come to this earth, to seek, to save, and to serve others. And so he was impressing upon his disciples that it was not about them. The attention, the focus was not on them, but instead it was on serving others. And then last but not least, he was teaching them how to love one another. You have to realize that as he did this, there was one that the Lord already knew. He had already been pointed out. There was one there in the midst that was about to betray him, that was to turn his back on him. And yet Jesus still loved him enough that he bowed down and he washed Judas Iscariot's feet. So as Jodi and Ryan today wash each other's feet, they do so in an act of humility. They do it in an act of servitude and service to each other. And they do it for their love, their undying love for each other. So now we will have the washing of the feet. It is now my honor and privilege to introduce to you Ryan and Jodi McDaniel.
Seth. Jeff. No. So I met that guy about 13 years ago in college. Slept on his couch one time. Still hasn't got rid of me yet. But no, Ryan and I became great friends in college. Went through a whole lot of stuff. Pledge. And nothing else. But when Ryan and Jodi started dating, I think it was the same night that it all went out somehow. I called Jodi and was like, "You better take care of my best friend." I think she's done all right. It's your problem now. But you know, you hear about those yin and yang couples, two sides of the same coin. Ryan and Jodi are just that. Ryan, the surprisingly social introvert. They work together, build each other up, push each other forward. To Ryan and Jodi, my two best friends, may your troubles be less, your blessings be more. May nothing but happiness come through. Such.
Hi guys, I'm Jocelyn, best friend of the bride over there. So I'm a little nervous, I can't tell, but I am so happy to be here and like witness this day. Like, y'all know Jodi's excited, like everybody knows Jodi's excited, she's been waiting for this day, but I have been waiting for this day, like watching them. I'm not just talking about the last few weeks, but I'm just talking about over these years, just watching y'all, and as you like go through the trials, hearing Jodi go, like, I love this man. When am I gonna get married? Like, she has known from the moment, like, they have met. And, you know, she's like, this is the man I'm marrying. Like, hasn't he figured this out yet? Like, all right? Get with the program. And he figured it out, you know. But, you know, you can't just give in right away. And I've gone on so many adventures with Jo, and she'll take anybody on these adventures. Like, she will give you the best time. And she takes McDaniel honeymoon as you go on to the adventure of having children and one day, you know, grandchildren and everything. And just being able to be next to y'all and watch y'all and go through that and be a part, you know, be great Aunt Jossie, you know, it's gonna be amazing. And I'm just so happy. I love your love. It's, you hear that, but it's true. Like, you're so cute. Like, oh, I love you. All of you guys. Congratulations on your wedding. You've made it through this day, and you're about to make it through the rest of your lives together. So, congratulations.
I am Ernie. I am Jodi's man of honor. I've known Jodi now for 15 years. 16 years, I was corrected. And even with the speech, I'm not sure what Jodi was thinking, because I'm a very introverted person, as everybody has mentioned. Jodi is the extrovert to all of her introverts. She adopts us, and she takes us out, and we become new people. We learn how to talk to people and how to have a good, wholesome time. I can't say as one time that I've just had an absolute blast with Jodi and actually got in trouble, except for the time that I had to take a sobriety test on the way home from getting donuts. Yeah.
That was my fault, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a very memorable moment for the two of us. Now, McDaniel, it was probably a few months after Jodi and McDaniel started dating that I got to meet him. You know, he's a very strong man. It takes a strong man to deal with such a strong personality, that's for sure. You know, and what else can we say about McDaniel? He's handsome, he's funny, and McDaniel, what's that say? I can't read your handwriting. But no, you know, truly, deeply, it makes me really happy to know that, you know, the one person who through my life has been able to bring me out of dark times and help me out has, you know, finally found the one for her and became happy. So for you guys to finally get to spend your life together and be happy and spread this joy with us and include us in part of your life as well, I'm very grateful, and I look forward to seeing you guys grow old. And we can't wait to have some little McDaniels run around. So now, you guys, I want you to make your love modern enough that it survives these times, but make sure that it's still old-fashioned enough that it lasts forever. Thank you.
I'm scared.
As you should be. My marker of behaving lasted 2 hours ago. So, Jodi, I met McDaniel first. I'll talk about McDaniel first. I met you for fraternity reasons that we weren't on a lot of adventures, but you were there and you kind of helped mold me as a man when I was, you know, as a younger man, and that's awesome that you were there through that. And then
You met Jodi and you got to be a boy again, which is great, you know, and feel like kid love again. And Jodi, I met you moving in all your stuff, and then I re-met you again when you pledged, and it was great. We went on some midnight adventures to the beach, and there were some times where you got me through some adventures, and that's amazing because you're always doing that. You're always helping other people get through stuff that they couldn't without you. And I want you to know that that's one of the best parts about you. And that's one of the best parts that's going to help you and McDaniel stay together for a long time. The biggest thing I wanted to say is that you guys are the type of people that they write love songs about. And that's really all I had to say. So thank you.